feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now, do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. Oh, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this.
How you doing?
Big brain, come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the light and share the vibe. Crush those pearls, let's take the ride. Come in here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear.
Thank you, Donna.
Finding truth is what we do.
Thank you so
So
much,
hit
Donna.
subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the light and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Come in here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. With every laugh, we lift our hearts. In the search, we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the light and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Come in here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear.
The pearls were bound together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low, together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong. Together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we see send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. In the night or in the day, pearls will light and lead the way. Just as hard and no support, together we will hold the fort. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care.
Click play and come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comment here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comment here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Let's take the
Maybe. Hold on. We are having some technical trouble here, guys. 1 second. Let's see if we can fix this mother chicken. Hello. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is April 12th, 2025. It is currently 6:42 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, bonjour. Thank you all so much. Um, it's a little bit different today. I understand that. I have this so it's streaming out more. Um, and this is just the way it's got to be in this live. Okay. So you'll just have to if it's on your phone, it's better. If you're on your laptop or something, it might be a little bit different. Also, if you don't like the chat format, you can put this on watch later and then go to your watch later. Uh, Actually, go to your watch later, like right now, and it will change the format for you. So, all right. So that's that. Anyway, moving along here. So we're talking about the Summer Moon Utah Wells case today. And Summer Moon Utah Wells, she is a 5-year-old girl from Rogersville, Tennessee, who vanished on June 15th, 2021. She was last seen at her family's house on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek area. Her mother, Candace Bly, reported that Summer was playing outside before going indoors into the basement to play with her toys. While Candace checked on her a short time later, Summer was gone. Despite extensive searches, efforts involving local, state, and federal agencies, as well as numerous volunteers, no trace of Summer has ever been found to date. The TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, issued an endangered child alert shortly after her disappearance, which was later upgraded into an Amber Alert. Investigators have conducted numerous searches and followed up on hundreds of leads. However, as of now, there have been no significant developments in her case. The TBI continues to urge anyone with credible information about Summer's whereabouts to call and contact at 1-800 TBI Find. This is a case that has definitely garnered a lot of attention, and we're almost at 4 years. Want to thank you, Donna. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much, my love. So, guys, after this evening, I'm going to try to do a uh, a fundraiser live. So please join us for that if you can. Would greatly appreciate it as well. The support on that would really mean a lot. Melanie, thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you, my dear. If you received that, make sure you thank our girl Melanie. Thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you. And Veronica, thank you so much. Really do appreciate your support. Love you, Miss Veronica. And thank you, Sabrina. Hello, Justin, mods, and friends. Nothing but love. May God bless everyone. Thank you so much, Sabrina. Really, really do appreciate that. True Crime Junkie says, in my opinion, Lawson doesn't want to admit that he screwed this case up. I mean, he even brought Candace liquor. That is what they allege. So there's that. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy to say the least, right? All right. So moving along here, last there is a woman. Her name is Marlena Crawford. Marlena Crawford was a friend of the Wells family. In fact, Marlena had a daughter right at the same age as Summer Wells, and Summer and Marlena's daughter used to play a lot. And there was a lot going on in that house, to say the very least. Now, Don and Candace have made a lot of really poor decisions in their lifetime, right? But I really think the family system started really breaking down around the time of the virus that was, going around. Because before that, you see Don and Candace and the kids, they're much cleaner, they're much more put together, and it seems like it was better times for them. But when the virus hit, there was money sent out, right? There was a lot of money sent out to all of us, right? Some more than others, but there was money sent to every American. And depending on how many kids you had and your income levels and all of that, it really, in my opinion, changed a lot of things. A lot of things. And when that happened, giving a absorbent amount of money to an addict who has very little self-control to begin with really hurt the family system. And during that time when we were all in lockdown, this was an abuser's paradise, right? It was the time whenever, a lot of kids didn't get school meals. A lot of low income families or families that are on, it may be a rough in the household. They're lucky if they get any food at home. It's food. They get breakfast many times at the school and lunch. And that's really, really sad. Am I frozen? It happened in the UK as well. Yes. And as you see, the when that happened, DV went up tremendously. Okay, not frozen. Thank you. DV went up tremendously. Um, More missing people was going on at that case in that time. I think that's even when Lori Vallow and all of that was going on, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it was. So there's that. Thank you, Miss Maria. Thank you so much. Um, Thank you so much, Sabrina. Again, thank you so much, Maria. Really do appreciate that. I look very royal tonight. Well, thank you, Miss Lacey. Um, so there's a lot of that. Teachers could not monitor. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We have a local pastor that has been we have a local pastor that has been kidnapped in South Africa and held for ransom. Prayers, please. Oh my goodness, Kiki. Many prayers. Many prayers. That's terrible. Uh, uh, and let me tell you something. If you've ever been to developing nations, kidnapping is very common. It's very, very common in a lot of developing parts of the world, because they do it for money. They do it for money. Now, I have. Oh, thank you, Gan Kim. You're sweet. Uh, when it comes to the Summer Wells case, I am one of those that, in my opinion, I do not believe Summer walked off at all. I don't think a stranger kidnapped her at all. This is an area that is in deep in the country. It is off of a country road, with a dead end. And they live on a mountain that's hard as hell for a car to get up. Now, what they say that happened in what the parents claim in Summer's case, I'm going to show you right here in just a moment. I'll show you where Wells live and all of that. I think, we've all been very busy with Sebastian's case and all of that, but I've been trying to do some uh, lives periodically on Summer, just to keep her out there. Okay. So this right here is where Summer Wells lived. This is still currently where Don and Candace Wells reside. This is on a big ass mountain. Yes, I've been here. I've been here several times. Several times, to say the least, right? And this is you go up this hill and around a bend and up to the house. Now, they say this is where the grandmother lived. We call her Grandis because her name is Candace as well, the same as Summer Wells' mother. And they had a very interesting day before they arrived home. Grandis said they left out very early that morning. Grandis said her knee was hurting her and she needed to be taken to the hospital. While Grandis was at the hospital, her Candace, the mother of Summer, and Summer was sitting in the car, and her and her Candace and her friend named Allie has a son, and his name is Hunter. Hunter allegedly called Candace, or Candace allegedly called Hunter, and he was, what, 15 at the time? Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. He was 15 at the time, and he said, "Why don't you come over? You're waiting for your mom at the hospital, so come on over for a little bit." So Candace gets in the car and heads over with Summer to the house. While she is over there, Candace says Hunter wants to go with them, to go pick up Grandis. And there was originally saying that they wanted to go fishing, and then it changed to swimming. Hunter said he asked his mom, Allie, if he could go. She says yes. So Hunter, Summer, and Candace get in the car, go pick up Grandma from the hospital. Then Grandma, Hunter, Summer, Candace go get to Walgreens. They go to Walgreens and they fill a prescription. And while they are in the drive-through, Don Wells, Candace's husband, Summer's dad, allegedly calls and gives this very bizarre account and says, and first of all, I need to tell you that Candace and Don, they have 4 kids in this house. Candace says she left the 3 boys at home. And so they're in the Walgreens drive-through, and Don calls and says, there is a man up on the hill allegedly trying to touch the children, which is very weird, number 1. And number 2, how would he know that if he's at work? How would he know that if Don is at work? This is what Hunter says. And whenever Don called, Candace told Hunter and everyone to be quiet. Don's on the phone. So when they get up through the line to drop off their prescription, they say it's going to be about 30 minutes. And remember, this is June in Tennessee. It's hot. And Candace says, so since it's going to be 30 minutes, we might as well not sit here in the truck and burn up. We might as well go swimming, which is kind of an odd thing to do, in my opinion. If, I mean, every time I drop off a prescription, I don't think, oh, maybe I should just go swimming while I wait on this. It's not something that I would think of. And just so happens, right across this Walgreens, which I've been there many, many times, there is kind of there's an intersection, a 4-way intersection. And you go through the stoplights and you go a couple miles down the road, and there is a lake. Now, Candace is kind of a anti-social person, if you will, and she doesn't go normally where the others go swimming. We call it the horse pond because there's a stable, or there used to be, it burnt down, where they wanted to swim. There's a little quiet section off by the horse stable. And so Candace, Summer, and Hunter are all there. And Granda says she stays in the car. Now there's video of Summer, Hunter, and Candace there before she would go missing that day. Candace is one of those people that takes a lot of pictures, a lot of video, a lot of TikToks, and a lot of them just are really nothing. You know how like a lot of people just post stuff that really makes no sense at all. There's just really no rhyme or reason for it. But that's what she did. And right here, I will show you. This is a screen grab of Summer Wells that day before she would go missing just hours later. Okay? That was her earlier that day. So after about 15 minutes or so, they say Hunter during this time says Summer does go under the water a little bit and he kind of checks on her, but she's fine. She's fine. They get in the car and they go back. They pick up the prescription and then they go to a vape. Well, before that, earlier, they went to a vape store. Candace bought some vapes and some alcohol. Candace, the mother of Summer Wells, gave a 15-year-old a vape and alcohol. 15-year-old. Now, in my opinion, obviously, not only is that inappropriate, it's illegal. It's illegal to do that, as it should be. But not only that, to me, it's very inappropriate for a mother to be with a 15-year-old male alone in a very, very secluded area with nobody else around. That's wrong. Just wrong. It's wrong. It was wrong for Allie, Hunter's mother, to allow that. It's wrong for Candace to do that. It's wrong. So anyway, they pick up description. Then they go to a grocery store. There's a big account difference there where the two, Candace and Hunter, disagree on something very, very important, which is how long they were there. Hunter and Summer allegedly stay in the hot ass vehicle watching TikTok. Windows down a little bit, no engine on. And Candace says she goes in there for just bread, eggs, and milk, and she's in there 5-10 minutes at max with grandma. Hunter said she was in there at least an hour. It's a big, big difference. But, 5 and 10 minutes and an hour. Big difference. That's a big concern as well. But not only that is weird, but Summer was wearing sweat pants and a sweatshirt after getting out of the water. And she just happened to have bathing suits. Candace said she kept them in the car. In my opinion, speculating on this, I believe Candace and Hunter had this plan set up before Candace even left that morning. Allie and Hunter said he was up almost all night long on the internet. I believe Candace and Hunter were already planning on getting together earlier, the previous night, in my opinion. Thank you so much, Cher. Good to see you, love. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. All right. So that being said, so big, big, major difference there. Now, Candace, whether it was 5 or 10 minutes or it was an hour, it's a major difference, and that is very important. Time is very important. And so after that, Candace says she drops off Hunter at his home, and then she makes her Grandis and Summer make their way back to Ben Hill Road, which is quite a ways from Kingsport. Now, this is the last known photo and a very, very small video that we have of Summer Moon Utah Wells. Okay. On the way home, Candace is driving. Grandma, is in the passenger seat. Candace says, "Mom, take a picture of Summer right here. This is what you see. It's this picture." Candace says she supposedly had her arm up or was doing something like her daddy, the way her dad, Don, sleeps. But Grandis accidentally takes a video as well. And so I don't know if that was an accident. Some people say it wasn't an accident. Some people say it was an accident. I don't know. I find it bizarre that you're taking a picture while you're driving and she is propped up on milk crates or milk jugs, rather. I find it also odd that this is June 15th in Tennessee, hot as hell, and she's in long pants and a long sleeve jacket zipped up. Remember, she was in this just moments prior while Candace and Grandis were allegedly in the grocery store with no air on, no air whatsoever, with the windows rolled down. Why is she wearing that? I don't understand. Ginger, I don't either. I don't understand either. None of us do, to be honest with you. So, Candace, Grandis, and Summer get home, drive up, the hill and the big driveway, and Candace says, Summer jumped up whenever they got home. Candace says she yelled at the boys and told the boys to come and help them unload the groceries and sort the groceries, which tells me it wasn't just bread, milk, and eggs, if that is the case. After that, Candace says that her mom wanted to plant some flowers. Now, not trying to be real judgmental here, but landscaping and homemaking is not number one on the Wells to-do list. It's just absolutely not. There is a lot going on here, which I find it very odd, to be quite honest with you. And during that time, she said, Grandis is saying, I need to get this done. And Candace says, well, I know someone who would want to help. And that is supposedly Summer. So she asked Summer, do you want to help me and Mom plant flowers in this little, like the plastic drums? They look like the old-fashioned barrels, one of those. And she plants a succulent, and there's some weeds. They say that takes 45 minutes or an hour. You guys know I'm an avid gardener, and that doesn't take that long. So Candace says Summer gets done with that. She gets a little bored, and she says, Mom, I want to go inside and play. So Candace says she walks Summer over, which is about maybe 30 feet, which in my opinion makes no sense either when you could, she's not a helicopter mom. Candace has biologically 7 children. She had 3 prior to the 4 that she has at the time. They have all been taken away. Every single child that she ever had has been taken away. So I don't really picture her as a helicopter mom. So after that, Candace says she walks Summer over, and the boys are sitting on the couch. And she says, boys, watch your sister. Your grandma wants me to help her fix the brace on her leg. So Candace goes over and helps Grandma fix the brace on her leg. Grandma lives in a camper. She's sitting at her doorway on the step, and Candace is supposedly helping with this brace. Takes about 2 minutes, Candace says. Candace walks back to the house, walks in the doorway, and says, boys, where'd your sister go? And Candace says that the boys say, oh, Mom, she went downstairs to go play with her toys. Candace says, oh, okay. So she yells downstairs for Summer. Candace says there was no reply, and, quote, Summer always answers me, end quote. So Candace says she goes downstairs and, quote, she was just gone, end quote. There is no Summer in this 2 minutes. Now, mind you, they live on a very country area, off a 2-lane country road, off of a 1-lane, if you're lucky, road on top of a mountain. And she says she's just gone. So she says she starts looking around and still can't find Summer. Still can't find her. Now, let me just show you. I'll show you Summer's room. If you call it that, I call it a dungeon. This was Summer and her little brother's room. Right there. You can zoom in with your fingers if you are on your phone. Is it possible the boys accidentally did something and she is covering up for them? Anything is possible. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, would greatly appreciate it. And share this on your social media platforms as well. Please consider becoming a member. Would really appreciate that on this live. They lived in filth, and that I understand. Yes. Yep. It seems like almost everyone on YouTube has, creator-wise, has forgot about Summer. They don't even do them periodically anymore. I've done at least 3 or 4 lives in the past year on Summer. Very sad. Summer captivated a lot of our hearts. This is Summer and her brother's makeshift bed that Dawn scrambled together, futon mattresses on there, not a sheet. There's not even a sheet that'll fit it. So there's that. I grew up with not much money. Oh, I grew up poor, Holly. I grew up poor. And let me tell you something. Poor does not equal dirty. You can be filthy rich and be filthy disgusting, right? We were clean. We took care of what we had. We respected our things. So there's that. So they're looking for Summer. They're looking for Summer. Well, let me show you what they say happened to Summer. Okay? Let me pull it up right here. Right here. This is the home and this is the driveway. You see a dog there. During the time, they had at least 15 dogs up on this hill. This dog had puppies underneath the house. And remember, grandma and mom are sitting right here outside fixing the knee brace. Right? The boys are in the living room. She says Candace says the boys said that Summer went downstairs. There's only you can only enter and exit out of 2 doors in this house. One is right here. The other one is the door Summer came in. So they say Summer goes downstairs. Within 2 minutes, they say Summer's gone, which means she would have had to have exited out of this door, either on her own accord or she was taken, if we follow the theory. Well, how is someone going to take her? They're on top of a mountain. And if someone was up here, right? I mean, there were 3 boys here all day long. 3 of the boys were by themselves while Summer, her mom, and grandma were all running around going to the hospital and swimming and everything else that day. Don and Candace make it seem like someone came up here and took their daughter, came right through this door, grabbed Summer, and ran with her. That likelihood is nearly almost zero. Almost zero. First of all, again, the boys were there all day. The dogs would have alerted. Again, they live on a very, very country road. Once you turn off the 2-lane country road and turn on Ben Hill Road, by the time you get to the bottom of their driveway, those dogs are already on top of the hill barking at you. I've been there many, many times, and they bark every single time. They bark at everything. Absolutely everything. So who took Summer? Where is Summer? We are at 4 years almost that Summer Moon Utah Wells has been missing. Now, here's the thing. Something you can compare with the Sebastian Rogers case, very similar. Don Wells, Summer's dad, claims he was at work that day. And not only was he at work, he says he took the family car, which was at the time a brand new Subaru. Okay? Very convenient, because I don't know of anyone who is a drywall finisher and puts drywall tools, as we all know, drywall is extremely messy, dusty, in a brand new car, and load their tools up, especially when they have a perfectly good he has a perfectly good work truck. Now tell me, what sense does it make for someone to unload their truck and put the tools in a brand new car to go to work for one day? It's not like the truck is broken down. It's not like anything is wrong with the truck. So, Candace says she calls Dawn. She calls Dawn. And what do they do? What do they do? They call the non 911 number. They call they don't call 911. Just very similar to the Sebastian Rogers case, right? They don't call 911. Justin, he got that truck when he came back from Utah the summer before. Yep. Yep. So at the time where they live, there is hardly any service on Ben Hill Road. Now, up there may have been at the time, but I can tell you from being on Ben Hill Road at the time, all of this was going on shortly after, there was not much service in that area. But Candace says she runs over and she calls Dawn, and then Candace says she calls authorities. She calls the non-911 number. Dawn says he jumps in the Subaru, loads his tools up, and then jumps in the Subaru. He calls the non-911 number as well and tells them their daughter is missing. Then Dawn and Candace are on the phone together, allegedly, while Don is on his way back from work. So, Candace says she's going up and down Ben Hill Road and driving here and yonder and everywhere. And Dawn and Candace, I think they're talking through Facebook Messenger at this time. And they say neither one of them lose service. But I can tell you, without a doubt, I don't care what phone you have at that time, you could not go back in Ben Hill Road and keep service. You couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it, which is I have always found strange. Don says he is driving like a bat out of hell and makes it from where was he at when he said he was working? I can't remember the place. It's on the end of my tongue. Jonesboro, I got it. To Ben Hill Road very, very quickly. Once he gets there, there is already police at the home. But Don stops at a very interesting place. He stops at a very interesting place. You see, Don and Candace own 11.5 acres. And how their land is on the main road, I'll show you. Google Earth. Let me just show you this right here. 110 Ben Hill Road. Come on, y'all, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it if you would. Okay. Consider becoming a member, y'all. Would really appreciate that. Okay, let me show you this. So this is Ben Hill Road. This is where the Wells live, on top of a big ass mountain covered around trees. But this is their land as well. This is their property, all of this. And this is the main road in the area, right? Which is not much of a main road, but I'm going to show you. Don, this is their property as well. This is their property as well. Don says he stops here first. He stops here first. And there's a creek that goes on back here. And he stops here. And there is his boys and a crazy lunatic neighbor helping out with searching at the time while that's going on. But remember, Don and Candace, live up on this hill right here. Can't see it. They live up on a big hill right here. But how you get to their driveway is you have to go down here, and this is their road. Google Earth does not go on it, and this is the widest probably part of the road of the entire Ben Hill Road. So you go up here, and then you go over, and then you go up, and then you have to go way up a mountain to get to their home. He doesn't go right here. He goes down here to the other part of the property. Doesn't make sense, in my opinion, at all. Never did, never will. Yeah, Rita. Yeah. So there's some characters. They're also cleared a path by the company contractor, by the power company, to clear the trees from the lands. Yes, they were actually clearing the power lines at the time Summer went missing. And Don says he goes up, and he goes down here. He goes up on the hill, and the police are up there. They start separating Candace because really from the get-go, nobody really believes that someone came up there and took her. It was not that she might have walked off, which is more likely. It's far more likely that a kid walks off on their own accord than it is for someone to come up there and snatch a child with 2 adults outside and 3 boys who have been home all day. And there's only a handful of houses on Ben Hill Road. And so the search begins. Just a few hours after Summer goes missing, Don is already saying that he will see his daughter in the resurrection to neighbors. Now, most parents never give up hope. It's something you can't even imagine, right? Whenever a child is missing. But Don says he'll see her in the resurrection. He also makes a lot of very strange claims, saying he knew always that something was going to happen to Summer. and that he knew the time was near. Now that is weird. That evening, they have helicopters out there. They've got people searching, drones, fixed wing aircraft. By the next day or two, they have so many volunteers, they are literally busing them in to search. Nothing has ever been found of Summer Wells. Again, Hawkins County is it's a rural county. And that night, they let Don and Candace and the kids stay all night there in the house. And they didn't do any forensics, if you will, until the next day. Nothing. 106 agencies were used in the search for Summer. I actually think Summer's search was probably bigger than Sebastian's, in my opinion. The FBI CART team came in. This is only a handful of agents in the entire country. They all have their regions. And this is for, they have a 96% success rate. Summer is in that 4% of not being found or recovered. So they came in and they flat out said there is no sign of abduction. No sign of abduction. Donnie Candace says, someone came up here and took my daughter. It's child hold on. Child abduction rapid, I can't remember, response or something. I don't remember what it was. And they left because they could not assist him. Now, it's extra hard because this is a place where there's not any cameras really. There's not good cell phone service. And they don't really have a lot. Candace and Dawn, Candace wouldn't go down to the police station to talk to him, so they had to come and get Candace and literally throw the mother in the back of a cop car to go talk about where Summer is. Yeah, child abduction rapid deployment. That's what it is, team. Yeah. And while she's in the back of the car, she's talking to the 15-year-old. Yep, the 15-year-old. Why is she talking to a 15-year-old? Yes. And one of the TBI agents threw her up against a car and said, "What did you do with your daughter?" Actually, they said some extra words in there, but I won't say it. Don and Candace, in my opinion, know exactly where Summer Moon Utah Wells is. I don't believe Summer's alive. Again, there was a hell of a lot of CPS. In fact, CPS was there the day before Summer went missing. There's a lot of drink, there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of CPS, there's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of unsavory things going on. All kinds of red flags, all kinds. Now, let me show you this. This is Don and Candace's first TV interview. How many thumbs up do we got, y'all? Mods, how many thumbs up do we got? Is this where CP got the idea? There's a lot of similar things. Come on, y'all. Get those thumbs up. We got to get those thumbs up. This is for Summer. Nobody is hardly talking about her anymore. The only person who speaks about Summer consistently is PG. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. All right. Come on, y'all. Hit that thumbs up. Become a member. Really appreciate it.
I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing.
All right. Now, again, we hear, I know she didn't walk away. I know she didn't walk away. Very similar in Sebastian's case, right? Very, very similar in Sebastian's case. However, she just said something right there that has consistently been coming up. And Marlena, who is a former friend of theirs, and Marlena's daughter was Summer's friend, said something that has came up over and over and over again. And it was that Summer actually didn't go inside and go downstairs. The last time the boys said they saw her by her swing. Did you just notice what Candace just said right there? Look at this. Watch this, y'all. Let me show you this. Hold on.
Property by herself or off this yard by her swing.
By her swing. Now that's interesting because her swing is not mentioned in the disappearance story. Oh, she's high as a kite here. High as a kite. Thought she was downstairs. Yes. Yep. I miss Nana's angels. May she rest in peace. Now, check this out. Let me see if it'll let me change it now. Nope, it won't let me change it. Okay, that won't let me change it. All right, by her swing over there. Consistently, the boys and Marlena, which we're going to get into in a little bit, says she was by her swing.
I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers.
Here's her story.
And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay. And I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes, I came back.
She's as high as a damn kite.
I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check,
Possible.
and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone. I don't go on walks around here or runs because I'm scared of the bears and snakes and even the coyotes that are around here. Well, whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound.
Just go to the FBI, the police, and clear it up. I mean, I don't know. It seems kind of elusive.
This is Don Wells. Don is the creepiest mother creeperton that God ever stretched a piece of skin over. There have been allegations of his stepsisters have came forward where they said that he when he was younger SA'd them repeatedly, and a friend. Don, Candace, and Don's other ex-wife and others used to live in Arkansas, and they lived with two of Arkansas's biggest, most disgusting, most violent child offenders. I broke that a long time ago. One was called the Boogeyman because he wore a mask over his face and threatened the children that if you tell, the Boogeyman will come back. He got 130 years in prison. I have the news article about it all. The children lived in the same home as Don, Candace, Don's ex-wife Pam, and all of them. Later on, Don would sit outside of a stranger's home. Don has two other children by another woman, Pam, his ex-wife. He sat outside his son's friend's mother's home for a couple hours just watching. He broke in the building because that's where the family did their laundry, and he stole her panties, a couple pair of panties. The neighbors was watching. They didn't understand why he was just sitting out there for hours. So the police was called. Don was very nervous when the police came. And Don said that he was going to, they were his wife's panties when the police stopped and frisked him. And then he thought, oh, it's probably not a good idea because they might call my wife. So he said, there's stuff in the building there that my friend let me use the building, but don't call him and don't ask him that I have stuff in the building. And then he changed the story and he said he took a couple pair of panties so he could masturbate with them later. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, it takes a special kind of sick person to get in your car, start your car, drive somewhere, sit out of a person's home who you don't know, and watch them sleep, break in their house, steal their panties, so you can do something with it later. I got the police reports on that. I have shown those. It's very crazy. Thank you so much, Tam. Really do. Aw, thank you, Tam. Thank you so much, love. I really do appreciate your support. I really do. Thank you so very much, honey. Hope you are well. So, there is so many things out there. And remember, these type of people are incapable of change. Now, I will say Don is not a registered S offender. But in my opinion, there's a lot of offenders out there that just haven't been caught. You'll have to, guidance, you'll have to text me on 307. I can't see it right now. Just after Summer Wells went missing, and maybe a year and a half later, Don likes to go get paid and then will go get his check cashed and will blow all of his money on coke and prostitutes. So he goes out of town. And there was a YouTuber up there at the time giving Don and Candace and all of them support. Don left for a week. He came back, like a just He came back after doing whatever the hell he was doing, sick and nasty and gross and all of that. And the YouTuber looked in his truck, opened the glove box, and what was in the glove box? Red panties. Red panties. It shows you right there that these people don't change. They don't change. He's admitted about being in places where he believes children have been trafficked. Only 5 out of every 1,000 essayers will end up in prison. That means 99.5% walk free, either because they weren't reported, weren't charged, or weren't convicted. Bingo. Bingo. So, let's continue.
It's really strange that I've never seen this truck and I've never heard of it until just recently. But I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. And if you're
Yes, Maurice, thank you for that. His oldest son is an RSO. I also have a text message of Don saying when he was younger, he had an uncle who had corn, P-O-R-N, but we say corn here. And he says it was very sick corn. They look to be young. And he said that's what he grew up on. My blood pressure is through the roof right now.
not a suspect, they at least come
I
forward
don't know why I
and
do this to
say what
myself.
you've seen. She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
Summer might have been a tomboy. She might have been a tomboy, but she liked to be a princess too. You don't shave a child's head like this. You sick piece of crap, both of you. This is how they shaved Summer's head. This is how they did it. She looks like she is suffering from a disease. Why are they not in jail? Probably for the same reason that the sheriff's of Hawkins County son is a registered S offender himself and got a sentence of 19 years, but got 364 days in the county jail because any more than a year, you go to prison. I do too, Lorraine. I don't know why I do this to myself sometimes. I need to get out of true crime, I swear. I can't, I'm telling you. Oh, it ages me. It's so this is what she said.
Suspect, they at least come forward and say what you've seen. She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
She tried to shave her head
She tried
in
to
the
shave her
back
head
and make
herself.
it. I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control. So she we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long. And
Remember, Summer has never been to school at all. She never went to school, anything. And she's out there right now, thrown like a piece of garbage somewhere, and nobody knows where she is except, in my opinion, these two sick bastards who just sit up on this hill, fight with each other to this very day, scream at each other to this very day, drink, booze it up, and that's it. Oh, thank you so much, Karen. I really appreciate that, honey. Thank you. Thank you so much, Karen. That's very generous of you. If you received one of those, give our girl Karen a big thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much, honey.
and she shaved her head to so she wouldn't feel bad, and but it didn't bother her at this point. Well, I knew
It did bother her. He says it didn't bother her, at least at this point. Yes, it did. You said she liked to be a princess. She liked to be around pretty girls, women rather, like Robin, who went to her church. Robin's a very pretty woman. And Summer looked up to educated, pretty women, or just people in general who took care of themselves, unlike mom here in a ball cap and a wife beater high off her ass.
right away that she was abducted. You know, I knew that right away, and that's what I told them from the beginning. But they have to go through their, I forget the word.
Investigation.
They have to do one step at a time, I guess. But I'm sorry that they had to spend so many man hours in these woods and everything. I've seen them limping and everything else, and I feel for them. But I just wish there was a way that neighbors could search neighbors' houses, and then if they're not willing, get a search warrant or something. But there's just no way you can search every single house, in the eastern United States or whatever. But I wish there was a way. Just thank.
Chris McDonough, God bless him, from the interview room, was very instrumental in a lot of what we know still today in this case. One of the questions Chris McDonough, former retired homicide detective who still is semi-retired, I guess you could say, he still works with the Cold Case Foundation all across the country. Anyway, one of the questions was asked to Don Wells. What do you think should happen to the person who did this to your daughter? Should they go to prison? Don Wells, father to Summer Moon Utah Wells, said, I don't know about that. Man, I've been to prison. I grew up in prison. Prison or death is better than prison. I'm not sure they should go to jail. Someone who takes your daughter from your home most likely unalived her shouldn't go to prison? This is your daughter you're talking about. That's his words. I've got it on tape. Chris McDonough has it on tape. Most of us would say put him under the jail and then put another jail on top of that. That's not what Don says. It's not what Don says. Kiki, you love me. Thank you so much. In my opinion, they may have tried to play like she was sick to get money. No, they were just lazy and didn't want to, go to the health department or put a treatment on her hair is really what it boiled down to. That's just really what it boiled down to. A lot of people have thought that though, but I think people knew better. But she did. I mean, they may have tried to get sympathy from some people. You're probably right on that though. Thank you so much, Kiki. Thank you, Daisy, for gifting a pearl necklace. Really do appreciate you, dear. Thank you so much. If you received that pearl necklace, make sure you thank our beloved Daisy. And thank you so much, Too Tired. Good to see you, honey. You're awesome, Justin. I'm always listening when I can. Thank you, Too Tired. Thank you, honey. It's so good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. I love when you guys come out of the bushes. Thank you so much for 4 months of support. I really do appreciate that and can't do it without you. Did she have lice, Justin? They all had lice. All of them. Except for Dawn. No, nothing would grow on Dawn. I mean, a roach wouldn't shit on him, if that tells you anything. That just. Hey, Holly, just thinking, did they ever dredge the horse pond lake in case she never made it home? Hunter and CB could have been busy and not watching her in the water too far out there. She made it home. We do know that. She did make it home, but it's not to say that something didn't happen to her at the horse pond. You know what I mean? Like she could have went under the water. She could have drowned. There could have been a dry drowning as well. I'm serious. A roach wouldn't shit on him. I mean, he is despicable. And last night, I guess I triggered old Donnie boy. Good. Stay triggered. Guess I did. He came in chat and really let me have it. Like I give a wooden fuck about you, Don, or what you think of me. So there's that. So, oh, Jessica, your insults to Don are the best. Thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you both. Thank you so much. Yesterday, yeah. Which I recently sparred with him a little bit on Facebook because I knew at that time him and Can were fighting, and he recently tried to run over her with the Subaru that he bought her at the time to bribe her so he wouldn't go to prison, so she would drop some charges before Summer went missing. So he was on Facebook, and I made a comment or something, and he responded. So I wanted to, make sure I triggered him, and I did. He's way too easy. Justin, I heard the pink hair she had for a while, as seen on Candace's Facebook video, was used for. I don't know anything about that, Lolo, to be honest with you. Chris and Josh trigger him like nobody else, though. Chris, just a mention of Chris, and he goes irate. And Josh knows how to push his buttons too. He'll be in prison again. I mean, these people just can't help but stay in trouble. The car had a clear title as well. There was no payments, as Don claimed. Well, they junked the hell out of that Subaru. And Don was drunk, tried to run over Candace recently. I mean, we're talking, in the past 5 months. And while he was trying to hit Candace with the car, he totaled it, fucked himself up, broke some ribs, I think, and Candace left and stayed with one of the women that cleans their house. And Don laid up on the hill for a week, recuperating and recovering. And that's when he was on Facebook, because he couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything, because if he would have called the police, his ass would have went to jail. So the non-911 call has never been released either. No, for Summer. Willie knows Chris was police and dealt with people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The irony is Candace does clean houses. Yes.
Thankful for the person or persons that's doing that, out of love,
I
and
appreciate it.
trying to get information and trying to get her found. We thank them from the bottom of our
That
hearts.
means a lot.
And we thank everybody who's trying so hard and praying so hard. And she's an awesome young lady, and we just want her back. But, there's always going to be haters, and it's always going.
Oh, look, just like Edgar Amos, right? Just like Edgar Amos. Got to talk about the haters. Got to talk about the haters. Who cares? Everyone has haters. Get over yourself.
Going to be that way in this world, and we just want to focus on the good friends and Christian people that are
I noticed that too.
trying to help us and praying for us and praying for Summer. And we thank them from the bottom of our hearts. And that's the kind of people we try to relate with and socialize with. So we don't know anything about, no red truck or.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I have the 911 call of Candace calling 911. And you can hear Summer in the background saying, Mom, help me. Help me. Daddy's trying to hurt me. And you hear Candace say, Summer, I told you, don't go near your daddy. He's drunk and going crazy at the time. Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
We hardly know many of our neighbors. I mean, because we just try to be around good people. I mean, and we do have good people in this area. We found out since this has all happened. We got some real good neighbors and good folks everywhere. But
The most important thing is to bring Summer home safe. I'm sorry that you feel this way about us, but we love our children with everything we have. We've never went without, thanks to Summer's daddy and my husband. He's always provided for us and has worked as much as he could and can and still is. And I'm sorry that you guys feel that way, but that's my baby, and nobody would ever treat her like that as long as I was around, ever.
she loves to dance. She would always want me. She says, "Daddy, hold my hand so I can twirl." And she would just like to twirl and twirl and twirl until my arm got tired, you know. But and you know, I put out there that one of Summer's favorite songs was Godzilla, and they say, you know, and they're jumping all over me about past tense was, you know. Well, I'm sorry about that. It's just,
She also liked the song by New Breed. It was called House, My House. She sung that a lot of times when I play it on the TV. She loved to dance.
she liked to think of herself as a princess, and you know, and all that, like all young girls do. And
She loved Frozen. She loved to be that Elsa, and
I think she really loved to be in church because she felt a lot of love there. And I think you can't explain what that love is, but you feel it and you know, when you're young. And she felt that there, and she loved everybody in that church, or she loves everybody in that church. I should rephrase that because they'll tear that apart as past tense, and I apologize again for that. I hope she gets to come home, you know, and I hope she gets to be with our church family again.
her best friend in that church was Robin. She loved her to death.
Yeah, she looked up to
When
women that were.
she come to that church, she went looking for Robin. That was her favorite person.
Any woman that was professional, that
was pretty,
yeah,
beautiful.
she looked up to those kind of women. She, they were the word I'm looking for, I can't think of it, but she looked up to them. She'd give them a run for their money every day. She'd give them a run for their money, and there was times, you know, we'd be, you know, at our boys like, don't do this and don't do that. And next thing you know, a stick would come up and just whop them, you know, and it'd be like, Summer, don't do that.
Summer was the boss of the family.
She typical girl.
When they get out of line, she'd put them in line.
She'd do her best.
She loved to play in the mud and the water and swing on her swing and enjoy dirt.
When I run the lawnmower around, she would run behind me. When the boys run their bikes around, she, as fast as that little bike could go, she would be behind them running and keeping up with them, no problem. You know, she loved to run. She just loved to run, and she could pull herself up on that swing, her full body weight with her two hands, and she could do that. None of the other boys can do that, but she can.
Was she in school yet?
No, she's going this year.
This was supposed to be her first year.
She's been. We did all the what?
I took care of everything.
Yeah.
I had her already took on all of her shots and registered in the school ready for this year.
I just never expected for anyone to get a hold of my heart like she has, because I try to guard my heart as much as I can, but she holds my heart in her little hands, and I love her with all my heart. I'd do anything to have her back.
Your old little girl.
If there's any way, if you can find it in your heart, to please release her somehow. I don't know how you might do that. I mean, 'cause you're probably scared of going to prison for the rest of your life and everything else, I'm sure. But please find it in your heart, have mercy, and find a way of letting her go, and where we can get her back. And just please have mercy on her, and you know, and us, and her brothers. And she's such a loving, good spirit. Please, please don't hurt her. Please let her come home. That she's my biggest fear is, her being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something, because she loved to be outside all the time. That was her, unfortunately, her downfall. 'Cause a lot of times the boys would be inside and we'd be like, "Where's Summer? Why'd you leave her out there alone? Go get Summer now." And that's happened over and over again. And we'd come out and she would always be close by, but we was always coming up. She had to be outside. She was an outdoor person. And
She loved to be outside.
And I'm so afraid that she's locked away. She's such a loving heart and everything, and I'm afraid that she won't be able to, locked away where she can't be outside or play with a puppy or anything, love nature, and that's my greatest fear, that she's not able to do any of
Enjoy the
these things
beautiful
anymore,
outdoors.
or that she could possibly, I don't want to think she's dead, but it's a possibility. I don't want to address all the negativity. I just want to focus on the positive,
And find her
because
daughter.
it's so easy to get, lost in that negativity and stuff, and it's just not worth it. So I'm just, I appreciate y'all for the good things you say, and your prayers. That's awesome.
When my sister came missing, I was in between Arkansas and Tennessee. I don't know all of what happened or what did happen, but I hope that they find her too and bring her home safely too.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, she disappeared without a trace. They haven't found anything, haven't found a body, nothing. And when you see cases like that, that's why I lose hope on Summer. I want to keep hope, but sometimes I lose hope,
Lose it.
and I think, well, maybe we won't never see her again. So I start thinking in past tense. Sorry, but I'm trying to keep hope up. I'm trying to keep my prayers up and all that.
Okay. I was looking for something. I was looking for that phone call, actually. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And with my thank you, dear. You notice how the ones that seem guilty, in my opinion, speak in segments. Yes, absolutely. But I've got some stuff we're going to share with you right here. Thank you so much, Kiki. Thank you so much, Jessica. And thank you so much, Too Tired. Good to see you as well. Really do appreciate your support, y'all. Okay. Look, pulled him out of the vault. This is Grandma. Now, Grandma is has more testosterone than I ever thought about having. Number one. Number two, Grandma goes back and forth from Tennessee to Wisconsin. She lives in a camper. And she also has a daughter missing. Yes, they got adopted. Groovy gal, thank God. And so this is the second person in their family that has went missing unsolved. Both. All right, watch this.
She called 911 and she called Donnie, and we sent the boys down over the hill, and I stood in front of over by the edge there and watched them, and was praying to God every minute that nobody would take them.
That's right. They said after Summer was first went missing, they sent the 3 boys over the hill to go look for their sister. Not that Candace and Grandma didn't go over the hill. They sent 3 boys, the oldest being, I think, 12 at the time, to go look for their Summer and prayed to God that nobody would kidnap them as well. You heard that right. Yes.
More than a decade, Hare has said the same prayer.
I hope, and I.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys because they're still here. It's the living. It's still.
That's right. She said this was a phone call that Candace did. She said she had to put Summer, her missing daughter, on the side and focus on her boys because they were taken away less than a month after Summer went missing. They never did return back because Don and Candace did not do the necessary requirements in order to get the boys back. And she says there because the boys are still living. The boys are still living.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys because they're still here. It's the living. It's still in foster care. And
this child, would they have to know where that home is, or?
This is Ansley Daniels. She is the number 1 reporter, I would say, local, that has covered the Wells extensively, Summer Wells case extensively. She's on Court TV with Vinny here.
You're going to casually drive by that home, or would you have to target that home and say, okay, I know there's a home up there, and I know there's some kids. I'm going to park my car here. I'm going to go to that home. I mean, if you drove, can you drive the car all the way up to the house? Would people in the house not be able to see it? I mean, this is the part that I'm not quite putting together because it seems like it's so remote to me, but I haven't been there.
It is very far back off of the road. In my opinion, you do probably need a reason to go up to this house. It's not just a place that you would drive up. And Ben Hill Road is also.
Look at this, guys. Someone abducted her here. You don't even know there's a house up there. Why would anyone abduct a child that somewhere that's 25 minutes from an interstate? Why? On a dead-end road, meaning you got one way in and one way out. That's it. Not a chance.
Also not really a road that you would drive up to either. However,
You see, this is a mountain. They're all covered by trees all the way around. This is how their driveway goes. You go up the hill, and then you circle around it, and you go back down.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has not identified that this could be an abduction yet. They just continue to say that the circumstances surrounding what happened to Summer are unclear, and that does hold true for us as well. We have heard that she could have just walked off, but again, we believe that they would have found her by now if that was the case. So there are just, like you said, a lot of unknowns, but this area is kind of far back, and the home is up on a hill, so you would most definitely have to have a reason to go up there.
All right, Jennifer Shen, if we're talking about an abduction, I guess one of the challenges that we heard from Ansley is cell service, right? One way We often kind of
Cell
figure out
service.
whose cell phone is pinging off the towers, who is in the area, and it creates leads sometimes for investigators. It's going to be tough to do that in this one, huh, Jennifer?
It will be tough to do that. And it looks like in this case, you really need to find her to find evidence. There just doesn't seem to be any evidence of any kind. And, I agree. It's pretty remote. And for someone to have gone there and taken her specifically, then you wonder if that person had been watching
Nobody
her,
took her.
if that was, something that had been planned,
Just like
because it's not something you
Sebastian
would
didn't
sort of
walk out.
drive by and it's a moment of opportunity sort of abduction, if that's what happened.
Right, and again, this is what the parents are saying they believe happened, that there was some sort of an abduction. Ansley, we also heard 40 registered sex offenders within the zip code. How geographically though?
And
I got to think that zip code's
probably most of them live on
pretty
Ben Hill Road.
spread out. It's not like there's 40 people right next door.
It is very spread out.
I'd say a parent's faith and what they do might
All right, here's a call
impact
or interviews with Don.
judgment in the end, no matter what one of your children go through. I mean, say for instance, one of your kids overdoses on drugs or something, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation.
Absolutely.
But I think God will consider hopefully what their parents do and what stuff like that. Hopefully, because what if she is forced to do drugs?
What dad says to their 5-year-old while they're missing, what if she's forced to do drugs? I have no idea how. What? Caged. Hey, girl. How are ya? Thank you, baby. Welcome. Why is Brat should not be blocked at all? Why would Brat be blocked? I don't have a lot of people blocked at all. Let me just make sure. I don't think she's blocked. Shit, let me see here. Let me just check here. Brat. Musty. Oh, let's see here. Brat. I don't see her. I'm looking, but I don't. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Can she send me her link? Because I don't see her. Make sure one more time with this. I don't really have that many people. 1 second here, guys. Nope, I don't see her. Don't see her blocked at all. She shouldn't be blocked. All right. Watch this. Here we go.
Fucking police.
Why are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now. They accused me of selling my daughter's adult fucking TBI.
Don says the TBI accused him selling his daughter for dope. I don't see them in here. Justin, in your opinion on the witness of Light Holler that witnessed Candace there at 3:45. Justin, your opinion on the witness on Light Holler that witnessed there at 3:45. I would say yes. I would say yes. Brat was here earlier chatting. I don't believe she was sold. I believe either there was an accident of some sort. Oh, that's funny. SF, that's so funny. Or Don fucked over someone and something happened.
The county sheriff says right now Summers' family is no longer cooperating with their searches.
They're coming to, for the 11th time, kicked our door in.
Little girl's parents, Don Wells and Candace.
It's just under Brat. Should be. Ooh, what happened? Okay, here we go. One second here.
Biden coming in.
Sexually.
Oh, listen to this. This is so disgusting, you dumbass Don.
So it's just not good. Another time when someone takes a little girl or whatever, or boy even, it's for 90% of the time it's because they're predators. So it's just not good. Somebody has hurt her, probably sexually, maybe beat the fuck out of her, probably killed her. Let's be realistic. This ain't gonna be good. Predator.
This is him talking about his 5-year-old daughter, Summer. Someone probably took her, beat the out of her sexually. How could anyone, and I mean anyone, talk about like what? That's your daughter, dude.
Would come up here and take our daughter. This is not going to be somebody like, oh, I love you, Summer, and I just want to save you from a bad situation. And I just want to save you from a bad situation.
It was certainly a bad situation.
90% of the time when someone takes a little girl or whatever, or boy even, it's for 90% of the time it's because they're predators. So it's just not good. Somebody has hurt her, probably sexually, maybe beat the fuck out of her, probably killed her.
Right.
And when Biden coming into office, that's when Summer. This is when everything went crazy for us. When Biden come into office, Summer disappeared, and the border.
Yes, because the U.S., the American people elected another president. He says that's when Summer went missing. I don't care what political you affiliate with. That is fucking dumb. The best part of this man ran down his mother's leg. I said it.
Oh, they could. They surely could. My sister could charge Russ. Jeannie don't want to admit that she's a little hoe. And
So this is him talking about his sisters that he admits to doing things with, his stepsisters. He's calling them hoes.
JR tried to molest my daughter, and it wasn't that far back. There could be all kind of charges brought up. But, we don't try to do that shit. Like my fucking poor daughter's been raped several times
Listen.
by people. My daughter was raped by my first wife's son. As soon as she turned 18, he raped her on her 18th birthday.
Jesus.
Yeah, because he knew once she turned 18, there wasn't a whole lot she could do about it or whatever. On her 18th fucking birthday. Pretty crazy. There was things she could do, but she didn't go crying. She don't go crying and for all attention and blah, blah, blah.
So let's get this straight. Don says his oldest daughter from a previous marriage got AR'd, and she didn't go whining or crying for attention. She just sucked it up. So because his daughter did that, his stepsister should do the same. Thank you, Lorraine. I had to take a blood pressure pill. I literally had to take my lisinopril because my head is pounding. It's crazy. And they're out of jail. They're out of jail. They're out of jail.
She dealt with it. I got to give my daughter props on that.
Got to give her props, man.
I mean, not like to say that, it was right or anything.
Well, that's
I'm not trying to
exactly what
say
you're
that.
doing.
Just, I don't know.
It's exactly what you're doing.
It hurt her. I couldn't be there. I wasn't there. Nothing I could do about it. And her mother, her real mother, just like, well, it's whatever. But I don't know. Kind of crazy, but
I know Nancy.
It's true. It's true. If anything, I'm gonna tell you, Sheriff. If anything,
I see you.
I am the victim of that step family. My
He's
real
the victim.
sister, Heidi, she can't even talk. She can't even be around them because she was hurt so bad because they just left her for nothing.
Yes. He's the victim, he says. He's the victim.
Just abandoned my real sister, just like my dad abandoned me. My step family, they just kind of took over. My stepmom just kind of took over my dad. This ain't no shit. When I was 6 years old, I drove my dad's truck, an 18-wheeler, from LA to Utah. I drove his truck all the time as a little kid. A little kid driving a freaking 18-wheeler, which I didn't mind. I wanted to help my dad. I felt so big. I felt so important. I slept a lot. When we get to our destination, Dad would be so tired from driving, so I could stay awake. But I would unload we was hauling doubles, so I would unload 2 sets of doubles.
That's what he says.
One set of doubles, which would be 2 trailers, okay? I would unload the sandwiches all night, and I would wake my dad up, like, Dad, they're unloaded. Pick up them other trailers, let's go. And he'd be like, holy shit, really? I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. And we'd go across the Sierra Nevadas. It was dangerous back then. All 2-lane. Now it's like fucking 10-lane. Whatever, But, yeah, we got freaking.
You guys, he has other kids. Please don't say the name. I don't think, maybe it does come up. I think I asked him if it, Please don't keep repeating it, but yes, he has more kids from a different marriage before Candace.
Hold on one second. All right. Let me just make sure. Let me just show you here. I want to show you a couple more things, and then we're going to get on to Marlena, which is very important. Now, this video is what I call what do I call this video? I can't remember what I called it. What did I call it? Does anyone remember what the video I called this? The eulogy. Thank you, SL. Yes, the eulogy. Because this is right after Summer went missing. And in my opinion, this is Don asking God for forgiveness and making a pact right here. I think it's a very important video. Let me hold my cross from here on out, Lord. She was the light of my life for 5 years. So you don't think you're getting her back? One second.
She was up there outside, just across from us, and she heard some really weird screams.
She was up there, very similar as the Proudfoots. So, a neighbor said she heard a scream when Summer went missing. Before Summer went missing, the times don't actually line up. They're not, in my opinion, saying exactly when Summer actually went missing. But Don says, when we were up there. Well, Don, you was supposed to be at work.
Before they heard us screaming for Summer.
Before they heard us screaming for Summer. You're supposed to be at work.
And that still haunts her. She's still haunted by all that. And I think she might have been fighting somebody.
Okay. Now, here is Candace with a minor. With Hunter. He was a minor at the time. Laying in bed. So inappropriate. Absolutely inappropriate. Absolutely inappropriate. But this is who she is. Now, Marlena Crawford came on a channel recently. Everyone that was around Summer, Don, Candace, they all came out of the woodwork when Summer went missing, and spoke, and some of them have not stopped speaking. to this day. They've said everything and then some. But Marlena didn't. Marlena was up at the Wells house quite often because Summer and Marlena's daughter were best friends. And she was up there, the day before Summer went missing? The day before Summer went missing? And Marlena kind of tells a little bit about what went on here. Don B is on panel here with PG. Credit goes to Prayer Garden of America.
How long do you think they had it?
They had it for about 2 days.
Oh, days. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, they cloned it. Okay. But you got your phone back?
Yeah, but the messages and stuff that she sent and where she
Listen.
called me was off of it.
So you got your phone back in how many days roughly?
About 2 days.
Now, this is what I don't understand, to be quite honest with you. Not this Marlena, not our Marlena. Don and Candace and all of them say their phone was deleted from 3:30 p.m. onward. Now, police does not delete anything. If they delete anything, then they could not use any of it in court later on. Is Muscles here? Been slinging snakes in Atlanta today at a rep. Oh, really? You gotta send me pics. Send me pics, girl. Marlena was a friend of the family, and we're doing a live on Summer Muscles. She's still got to be out there. Still got to put her out there. Muscles has been an OG for Summer. She is a local to Summer, the Wells case, and she's has done a lot locally for Summer.
Okay. Do we know to this day if Hunter even got his phone back?
No, he hasn't got his back. His is still in evidence.
Yeah, and Hunter did not get his phone back. Hunter didn't really want the phone back. It was his grandpa's phone. It was an old ass phone to begin with. So he didn't really care.
Okay.
But I guess they took pictures off of mine or whatever they did.
Yeah, they probably just, for the timeline and all that stuff. But yeah, I was just kind of curious about that. I'm trying to think.
But there's a lot of people that it's like that Scotty whatever dude got up here the other night was talking. The Beach Creek way was the Beach Creek way is that they don't let anybody be found or whatever. They ain't going to come out with it until they decide to. That's what the comment he made, which is some semi-true because back in the day when there were older ones, you didn't see nothing, you didn't hear nothing, you don't know nothing.
Thank you, Sheila. Love you too, baby.
You didn't go around, telling people's business and all that. You can't even pull in somebody's driveway and turn around because they come out with a 12-gauge shotgun to shoot you. Mm-hmm. So, since all the old ones has died and passed on, there's only a couple of old ones still down there. Yeah, and if you pull in those certain
guys, listen to me. I really need y'all to hit the thumbs up on this one. Really do, because Summer gets no content anymore. She's been missing 4 years. 4 years. And those two are still walking. Please hit that thumbs up. Please share this on any of your social media and hashtag it Summer Wells. Please. Because when I started this show, I told you guys for people who doesn't know anything about this case. Oh, thank you, Lakeside. So that way, people just coming along, I'm doing it in this format right here, so other people will be able to see it outside of the algorithm. That's why I'm doing it in this format. Okay. So please hit that thumbs up. Consider becoming a member of the Pearl family. Greatly
Probably,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
you're liable to get a gun in your face.
You
But
know
with
what?
it
You know
being
what?
up, but with it being up in Fred Hill's holler, I mean, there was already a murder up there. Jack Dykes got killed up there over a backhoe over Fred Hill and Bobby Dykes because he went and run his mouth and told his people that he wasn't going to give him back his backhoe, and he went up
Debbie.
there and Fred told that dude that,
Thank you,
and he went up there and shot Bobby
Toby.
Dykes up and Jack Dykes up.
Thank you, Brenda.
I'm real. I tell you what really surprises me.
Oh yes, they are.
What really surprises me is
Yep,
how many
C-Star, yep.
people up there the TBI really knows about.
This one was just done the other day.
That's what shocked me.
Thank you, Grace.
So it's
Mhm.
a bad. I mean, it's
Hold on just
you
a
know
second, my phone froze up.
it could go anywhere. You know.
I can't.
I personally think that, something's weird with law enforcement and all of this as well, because they take Candace's and Don's and their phones and somehow everything's deleted. Then they take Marlena's phone, things are deleted.
Thank you.
I mean, what are they taking these phones to download the information? Or are they taking these phones to destroy evidence? What the fuck is these phones being took for?
Well,
I think they got somebody working on the inside and
Now, I just want to be clear that I don't think they have anyone working on the inside at all. I think that Ronnie Lawson's office fucked it up in the beginning. I think he was too worried about his own pedo son at the time. And I think they didn't clear the wells out. And to be honest with you guys, think about this. Think about this 1 second. Look at this. Look at this baby right here. Look at this baby. The floors were just plywood, particle board. They had so many roaches, so many rats in the house. Thank you, Kiki, so much, honey. Look at this. If you're on your phone, you can zoom in. Look at the wall. Just filth. Absolute filth these kids went through. Look at this. She looks sick here. She's dirty. She's got dark spots under her eyes on plywood floors. They're all smoking like a damn chimney around these kids. Not only cigarettes, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, dollar store pizzas. That's what they lived. I mean, that's what it was. And you tell me this. Let me show you this. You tell me this. In their defense, in law enforcement's defense, which I rarely ever do with these guys on these part, how the fuck would you know what is evidence or not? Look at this. There's no way. Oh, thank you, muscles, honey. 1,397 days. Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Do not forget her. Justice for Summer. Amen. Yes. Oh, they all cared more about their habits than anything. Parental rights have been revoked. I hope deep down there is an ounce of embarrassment. No. No. These people don't feel any shame. Remember, they think they're the victims. She could have been under a pile under. You just never know. Justin, calm down. You're getting like me right now. My head pounds. My head is pounding because of seeing this stuff again. This is Summer in the back of the car. Last photo ever taken of her that we're aware of. Was something wrong with her here? I have no idea. I don't believe she's deceased here. In fact, I almost guarantee you that she's not deceased here. She could be in trouble, though. But she's not deceased here. Who has their kid in a jacket, long sleeves, with a hood, the shirt under that, and pants? And she's not deceased here. I can tell you, I didn't get a picture from you, Witchy. I've seen a lot of deceased people because of a job that I used to do. And when you are deceased, your mouth is going to be loose, open. It retract, and your collar would be off as well. What was the red thing? The red thing. I don't know what you mean. The only good thing that has came out of any of this, those are like M&Ms and stuff. Oh, that right there, that is a tote in the back of the car. That's a tote. The only good thing about this is Summer saved her 3 brothers. They have been in a home ever since July less than a month after Summer, quote, got gone, as in quote, as the parents say, got gone. I think they are all decoy. The parents was a decoy and it worked. That is Grandma's fishing tackle box. Jose confirmed that. Yes, this is when they remember they left the grocery store. They left the grocery store. Candace said she was in there 5-10 minutes with Grandma. Hunter said they were in there over an hour. Don drinks warm milk. He takes a gallon of milk while he is doing drywall, and he drinks hot milk every day. It would be cold sleeping on it. Mhm. Caitlin, she said, I believe they went to the swimming hole. I don't think Grandis went to the swimming hole at all. I think she stayed at Hunter's and Allie's. What is this? Okay, that's not related. Okay. I got so many pictures and stuff from this. They went on the Dr. Phil show. It's going to be hard for y'all to see this, but Don is really good at his job with the drywall finishing. They have plumbing and wires in the just dangling in the air. Dangling in the air. Because he was too effing lazy, too cracked out of his head. Oh, absolutely. Please do. Please drop Spirit Seekers. Absolutely. Spirit Seeker has one of the best videos out there on the milk jug. Absolutely. That's Summer and the kids. This was in September 11th, 2022. She fucked up her cars as a text message from Candace. This is their home. Again, this is where they were planting flower outside of here, they said, which I have a hard time believing. And they said Summer went in, told her brother she was going downstairs to get her toys and play, and she went downstairs and said someone came in this and kidnapped her on top of a hill in the middle of nowhere. This is Candace texting her friend saying Don, got the taxes or got the payment, got paid, and he's going to blow all of his money on drugs and women. This is them doing a hair follicle test to get their kids back, but they ended up not doing anything to get their kids back. You good? I saw you called earlier and we were at the grocery store. And by the time we got back, I had to get on my oxygen and had been in bed and felt terrible since. I guess I overdid it. I'm okay. You sure? That's not very convincing. Well, I'm okay, but not okay. Dawn did some time in jail after Summer went missing. Here's some of the things that they took out of the house, TBI and all of them. And they took an LG track phone. They took a quilted bag containing picnic items and a blanket. I find that very interesting. Right. Because I think she had something planned with Hunter that day, and Dawn flat off mad. A Cowboys, like the Cowboys bag, Old Navy, boot jeans, size 14. Well, Candace can't fit a size 14, so why? They took a striped t-shirt, Old Navy, medium, t-shirt size medium, and one Cat and Jack, that's a Target brand kids, Velcro shoe size 11. By the way, they said Summer walked off without any shoe, or Summer didn't have shoes on either. They took an Apple iPad 16 gigabyte, silver in color, Samsung cell phone, black in color, no visible identifiers. It says HP laptop and trash bin laptop. Not trash bin, Toshiba. Good lord. Laptop. Got Summer a toy. Candace replies, "This shit makes no sense." And the woman replies back, "What?" Candace just asked her friend, "Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you getting Summer a toy?" Then she says, "Oh." Bunch of craziness. It really is. What's this? CPS shows up on June 14th for alleged kids having guns. Dawn says they closed the case the same day. I don't believe that. Why does CPS come there on the 14th and on the 15th, Summer vanishes? She really didn't have a chance. She really didn't. Nope. They don't close the case the same day. Nope. No. I mean, especially having 9 kids between two of you and never raising 1 to 18. Not one. No way. No. It's absolute craziness. I don't believe CPS was there at the house on the 14th. Why do you not, Mohawk? Just curious why. I do. I do. Don said what kind of callers they were. I think even Jody Sue said, Justin, do you believe new info from Marlena anything that helps? Yeah, but I don't know where it is on this. I need to go over this. I want to find where she talks about Candace calling her and saying that Summer is gone and what time that is. Full moon kiddos going to be bonkers tonight. Oh, it's a full moon. Great. Weren't they on the roof that day because Summer wanted to go play? Per Dawn. Yes. Which is something that's always interesting to me when you think about it, because Dawn says Summer wanted to go play on the roof with her brothers, and the last place she is allegedly seen is the swing out there. I do not believe Don's tale when he said it was the workers and his boss to go to the house too close to the case on Summer. I don't believe Don's tale when he said it was a worker and her boss. Oh, gotcha. Well, I think it's very interesting how at what time was it? 3:30, everything is deleted from all three of their phones, and they get back at 3:15, Candace and Grandis. I find that interesting. That as well. Yep, that as well. Candace deleted a Facebook post of the boys into motorcycle riding clothes in the afternoon. The problem with Don is he loves to mess with people and he has a sick sense of humor. I don't even know if it's a sense of humor whistle, to be honest with you. I think he's just a twisted bastard, to be honest. Don stayed away from home also, didn't he, Justin? In my opinion, yes. It's a pink full moon. What does that mean? What's a pink full moon? Does that make people extra crazy? I read Don was hiding in a shed down the road. I don't believe Don was at work. I'll say that. Oh, I don't either, Reba. Well, then he says, you got to remember, he then says CPS kidnapped Summer and the boys. I don't know. Smallest full moon of the year, pink spring Easter. Oh. It's a breast cancer awareness moon. That's a way to look at it, pink. Yep, where are you from? Yep. Guys, I got to jump off. I'll be back in a little bit. My head is pounding from this. Honestly, my head is killing me right now. These people just make me disgusted. Poor Summer. She is out there. She is out there. And Dawn, Candace, Grandis, why don't you deal with your sin in this life? Because if you don't take care of it in this life, it will be taken care of it for you in the next. Just the way it is. Thank you, Lolo. Yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. I just need to get my head fixed. Oh, so disgusting. It's Don's poison. When he listens too long, it kills our brain cells, probably. Oh, thank you, Tam. Thank you. I've done about 3 or 4 lives in the past year or so, less than that, but one summer, but nobody really talks about her anymore, and it's sad. The only person that unequivocally keeps Summer in the news is PG. So thank you, PG, for that. Maybe a few sips of wine just to taste. No, I don't drink. I don't drink. Justin, text, please. Don, I have a message for you. I need you to go talk to Stanley Dykes. Candace said they were at Fort Henry Dam. Fort Henry Dam. That's the same place as the horse pond, right? Thank you, my dear. I'm going to try to come back and do a fundraiser in a little bit. So, if not, we'll do it tomorrow, but I'm going to try to come back and do a fundraiser. I need to go find which fundraiser we'll do. Check your members only. No, Kiki, if I go take a hot shower, I got to go do all this again. I don't want to do that again. It's too much. Put your feet in hot water and your hands in cold water. I've heard that. Oh, thank you, Yaya. Thank you, honey. Appreciate you. Thank you, Mara. Yeah, we're sweets. Sweetsy peatsies. When I had CVID, my head pounded for 10 days. Uh-huh. Oh, the horse pond is at Warrior's Path. Sheila. I got so much sleep last night. It's sent a 6 p.m. Yep. Getting some messages. Ooh, what's this? Hold on. Are these children's Jimmy's grands? Yes, you are. Yes, they live in Tennessee. Are you all are at Warriors? Candace, Marlena Crawford, Fort Henry Dam. What day was this? What day was this? No, you can't fully delete messages. When was this? When was she admitting that she was at Fort Henry Dam? What's, okay, there we go. I see you. When was this? When was this new tracksuit that was in the truck for first day of school, but it was June 15th. Right. That as well. I want to know when she told Marlena that. No, it's not today. The day Summer disappeared. So they were at Fort Henry Dam. How far is Fort Henry Dam from there? No, I think my head's hurting too because of my tooth thingy back here that the cap fell off. And I'm getting an implant. Not far, Kiki says. Wow. They're not telling us. Don and Candace, and maybe even Hunter, are not telling us what all happened. No wonder you have a headache. Took my blood pressure medicine. She was Meme Jean. Yep. No rest for the weary, Maurice. Actually, I carried a bunch of stuff yesterday as well because I'm getting Pearl's room together. I tried it. That shit's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. I have really bad TMJ too. Really, really bad. Even my dentist is like, if I really open my jaw, it'll crack. Hunter was not to leave the county, and Candace house is not in the country. Mm-hmm. Will look like a new sheriff will be in 1K. Hopefully he will take the goodies. Oh my God, I couldn't take a goodies. If I took a goodies, I'd probably throw up. Okay, guys, love you. I'm gonna go move around a little. That seems to help a lot of times. I'll be back in a little bit. I'll be back in. Oh, thank you again, Muscles. Located in Sullivan County, Warriors Path Park contains 970 acres on both sides of the Fort Patrick Henry Lake, a 900-acre reservoir created by the Tennessee Valley Authority. Thank you. Thank you, Pink. Love you too, Carla. I'm going to send you this, Muscles. I'm going to send you this message right now. I'm going to have to look into that. Poor baby. All right, guys. Love you all. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Love you guys. Bye-bye.